Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, here, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse today, Monday, February 12th, 2024. As you may see behind me, there's a lot of people here for the trial of former Honduras President Juan Orlando Hernandez, but it's postponed. We tried to alert people. We were waiting for it to go into the docket, which it should have gone. And I'm going to blame it on DOJ. DOJ apparently put in a joint letter saying that they agreed to a postponement until February 20th, but nobody docketed the letter. That's why I'm often fighting to unseal things for ongoing journalistic purposes, and sometimes it's just common courtesy. Some of these people came from Honduras for the Juan Orlando Hernandez trial, which will now begin February 20th, unless it gets postponed again, because actually there's all kinds of SIPA issues. I'm not saying he should definitely go on trial, but as it worked out between his sickly initial lawyer, his late and probably false claim to be indigent, to get a second and third lawyer, which we've tried to unseal his financial affidavit, not unsealed. There's a problem here, but we'll return to that. Now, on the Trump docket, today his filing is due in the Supreme Court to seek review of the D.C. Circuit's decision that there is no presidential immunity. I believe he will file it, because if he doesn't, maybe Judge Chutkan is going to cancel her other April trial. We'll see. So there's that, and also later in the week on Thursday, there's going to be a hearing before Judge Merchan here, right down the street in 100 Center of Manhattan Criminal Court in the Stormy Daniels business records case. So we'll be on top of all of that. But given that there's no Honduras trial today, that we're going to be covering this Access to Clinics Act trial. Should be pretty interesting. There's issues about COVID-19 masking. There's issues about freedom of speech. Some people don't agree anyway, they think it's just a turkey shoot. But it's an interesting trial. Bevelyn Williams and Edme Chavanes on trial for clinic activities during the COVID situation. Now, we've asked the UN about, we have some First Amendment stuff to talk about, but we'll do that later in the week. We've asked the UN to comment on this Juan Orlando Hernandez stuff, also on things having to do with Egypt, Menendez, many of the trials down here, and they haven't answered any of them. This is because this is the very same court where at least 2 separate UN corruption cases have been exposed. Those cases involve Eng Lap Seng, they involve Patrick Ho. There's also a UN rapist down here. That was El Karani. And the UN comments on nothing because it totally impugned the most lawless organization around. We've applied to re-enter and ask these query questions. No answer from Melissa Fleming, Ian Phillips, former Wire Service reporter, Antonio Guterres, former Portuguese Prime Minister, now Censor-in-Chief. Inner City Press will not cease. To be continued.